Let's go, Cannon.
Hungry one, powerful creature. Powerful.
This used to be such a peaceful place. I came here as a young acolyte to meditate.
Which one of you wretches stole my treasures?
Okay. Cannon, where are you? Cannon?
The summoning chamber. I'll call forth my ancestor, then you can ask Vivek's questions.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Hasn't my rest been disturbed enough by those filthy Daedra? Why do you summon me, descendant?
My Lord Vivek has inquiries that only you can answer, my lady. My companion will present them, with your permission.
The warrior poet? Very well. Ask Vivek's questions. Ask the warrior poet's questions, Outlander.
Okay. Lord Vivek asks, the heart of the world, key to ascension, should I be filled with apprehension?
Ah, Lord Vivek always had a way with words. Tell him to rest assured. The heart remains safe. I wonder why that concerns him. Ask the remaining questions as my time here is short.
Okay, so Lord Vivek asks, has the enemy of old returned so diffuse and bold?
An enemy of old, yes, but not the one that Vivek presumes.
Okay, next question. Lord Vivek asks, did Sotasil in his unending crusade know our divinity would shrivel and fade?
Sotasil imagined multiple scenarios and contemplated endless solutions. He even experimented with his divinity, drawing energy to study before returning it. Loss will come, he foresaw, but not until the collapse of the temple. Now, back to sleep.
Okay, goodbye.
I hope that's what Lord Vivek needed. Let's talk outside.
Hungry one looked at me.
Well, it's daylight.
Thank you for helping me complete my task. Now, I need to return to Vivek City. Have you been there? It's amazing. Ziggurats rising out of the water, the moonlit hanging in the sky above. You should meet me there so I can introduce you to Lord Vivek.
Did you understand what your ancestor told us?
Just between us, I understood neither the questions asked nor the answers received. Not that I expected to. Some things aren't meant for mortal minds.
Yeah, I know what
That's
you mean.
another reason for you to come to Vivek City. To help me explain what my ancestors said.
Well, I can help recount what happened here.
Excellent. I just need to make a quick stop in Seydanin to check on my original traveling companions. When you get to Vivek City, head right to the palace and I'll meet you there. I know that Lord Vivek will want to reward you for assisting me.
Okay, I'll meet you in Vivek City.
I'll be along shortly. When you get to Vivek City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned.
Well, you said I could ask you more about the tribunal after we finish your mission.
Of course. As I said, the tribunal consists of our three living gods, Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil. They lead us in spiritual matters and rule over Dunmere society as god monarchs of the Dark Elves. I serve Vivek, but honor the entire tribunal.
Do all Dark Elves follow the tribunal?
Unfortunately, no. The Dunmer houses bow to the tribunal, but the savage Ashlanders refuse to acknowledge their divinity. The heretics never allowed themselves to be assimilated into the great houses. Instead, they hold to primitive superstitions.
I see. Well, goodbye. Oh, wait, I forgot.
I'll be along shortly. When you get to Vivek City, head directly for Lord Vivek's palace. Once there, I'll make introductions and we can tell the warrior poet everything we've learned.
Okay, goodbye. Okay. Okay, so I need to go. Okay, so I need to go here. Wait. Okay. Where is it? Where? Okay. Let's go. It's really beautiful here. What the hell is that? Okay, so this is Vivek City. Whoa.
Freeze, Vivek!
This is the person who helped me at the tomb, my lord.
Lord Vivek, we don't need the help of this outlander.
Oh, hush, Archcanon Tarvis. Outlanders have their usefulness, and this one intrigues me.
As you say. I'll be in my office if you need me.
Step forward, friend of Levoul, and let us speak. Canon Levoul says you helped him in his mission. As I have written, the one who helps my ally becomes my friend. Despite the Archcanon's concerns, I greet you with sincerity and pose a simple question. Will you assist us further, Outlander?
Well, what kind of help do you need, Lord Vivek?
I have ordinators and armigers at my disposal. Vast armies of followers and dedicated priests. What I don't have, however, is a fresh perspective. Will you set aside your personal goals for a time and become the eyes and ears of a god?
Well, of course, Lord Vivek. I can provide a fresh perspective.
Good. I need assistance to investigate a strange phenomenon that the Ancestor confirmed may indeed be a problem. We'll start with a simple divination ritual. Archcanon Tarvis can tell you what we need to delve into this mystery.
Well, I don't think Arcanon Tarfus wants my help.
The situation that troubles me has taken a toll on my Archcanon, but he's a faithful servant. Tarvis will do as I say, and I say we need your assistance. Find the Archcanon in his office, and he'll tell you how to proceed.
Oh, by the way, when I first arrived, I saw a vision of Azura.
The Daedric Prince. I suppose the same events that concern me might interest Azura, though she could just as easily be the source of these troubles. Red Mountain, strange Daedra, and then there's... well, we'll talk more about that when you return.
What?
Levoul's ancestor assured me that a source of power remains safe. As for the rest, let the guess ripen in the mind, and only speak when the fruit grows certain. I require more information on these matters, hence the need for the divination ritual.
Okay, well, goodbye. Oh, wait, I forgot something.
Find Archcanon Tarvis in his office, and do as he commands. Help the Archcanon, and you help me. Remember the words of my 7th sonnet. Time is neither ally nor enemy. It simply is, and then it has passed. Now, go before it passes you.
Okay, goodbye.
Archcanon Tarvis carries the burden of Lord Vivek and the entire palace atop his shoulders. He'll serve as your guide in this undertaking for Lord Vivek. And, if need be, you can always find me somewhere near the palace.
Okay, Canon, goodbye. Oh, this is library. Not here.
Ah, Outlander. Lord Vivek trusts too much to put his faith in one such as you, but who am I to question my god? I suppose he sent you to me so I could put you to work? Did he say which task he wants us to accomplish first?
Well, Lord Vivek said he needed to perform a divination ritual.
Ah, yes. We do need to perform a ritual to reveal the nature of the phenomenon that vexes Lord Vivek. Now listen closely. I hate to repeat myself.
I'm listening.
Despite my objections, Vivek believes you were sent to help, so I'll do my best to assist you. Go to the ziggurat that's still under construction and tell the overseer that Lord Vivek requires the blessing stone. Then bring it to me in the palace.
Well, I'll go to the unfinished ziggurat, get the blessing stone, and meet you at Vivek's palace.
You receive a simple errand in the service of Lord Vivek, and countless questions form unbidden in your mind. Very well. Go ahead. Ask your questions. It's not like I'm the busy archcanon of a living god or anything.
Well, that's very sarcastic of you. Anyway, what's a blazing stone?
Ah, the ignorance of outlanders. How refreshing. The blessing stones serve as repositories for small amounts of Lord Vivek's power. They allow his favor to permeate sanctified locations. We need such a stone to power the divination ritual.
Can Vivek perform the ritual without the blessing stone?
If you haven't guessed yet, the phenomenon interferes with Lord Vivek's power in unusual ways. It will be safer for everyone if I perform the ritual by using the blessing stone instead of drawing on my lord's personal store of energy.
What does Lord Vivek hope to learn from the divination ritual?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't comprehend it. Lord Vivek's senses eclipse those of mere mortals. Suffice it to say, he feels a disturbance in the flow of energy throughout Vardenfell. He seeks to discover the source of that disturbance.
Vivek mentioned Red Mountain and Daedra. Do you think there's a connection?
Lord Vivek sees signs and portents everywhere. It's the poet at his core. I tend to be much more pragmatic. Sometimes a volcano is simply a volcano, and not a harbinger of doom. As for the Daedra, I have no idea. Perhaps the summoning got out of hand.
Okay, one last question since you're always really being sarcastic with me. Have I offended you in some manner?
Offend me? You give yourself too much credit. No, I feel the same about all Outlanders. This is tribunal business, best handled by tribunal resources. However, I also obey my Lord Vivek, so I will tolerate your involvement and do my best to aid you.
Oh, okay, well, goodbye. Ah, not another book. Oh, hello, small guy. Okay, so talk to Overseer Silas. Can I jump? Ah, cannot jump.
I've had just about enough of this.
This project has been nothing but one disaster after another. How am I expected to get this ziggurat built on time when things constantly go wrong? Don't mind me. I'm just having one of those days.
Ah, you mean your period. Anyway, Arcanon Tarvis sent me. I need to borrow your blessing stone.
Our blessing stone? Do you know what happens if we give up our blessing stone? Well, neither do I, but I'm sure it won't put us back on schedule or end our string of disasters. I'm not one to disagree with the Archcanon, but that's a terrible idea.
Lord Vivek needs the blessing stone to perform a ritual.
Lord Vivek? Well, why didn't you say so? But I'll need your help before I can turn over the blessing stone. The passage that leads to the consecration chamber collapsed, trapping some of my workers. If you can clear the way, you can borrow the stone.
I'll clear the passage and free your workers on my way to retrieve the stone.
I appreciate the help. Just remember that you're only borrowing the stone. It needs to be back in the consecration chamber before the next shift, or we'll never get this ziggurat constructed in time.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, let's go.
Help!
Thank you. I'll go tell the Overseer what you did for me.
No problemo.
I'm rather busy right now. Feel so faint.
I must carry on.
I thought I was going to die under there. Oh, thanks for saving me.
I'm burning up.
It's
No one lend a hand.
here.
I see you've got the blessing stone. Look, I appreciate that you were able to aid my workers, and I understand that Lord Vivek has need of the stone. But I won't feel comfortable starting construction again until it's back in place.
Okay, I understand. See you later.
Praise Vivek!
Whoa, we're going.
The Outlander returns. I understand there was trouble at the construction site, but you were able to save a few of the workers. Lord Vivek always draws the straightest arrow from the quiver. Praise the tribunal. Did you bring the blessing stone?
Yeah, I have the blessing stone.
Stand over there. In Canon Level's absence, you will form the third corner of our ritual triangle. When you're ready, place the blessing stone, and we'll begin the ritual.
Affirmative.
Hear the words of the warrior poet, and reveal the source of Lord Vivek's distress. An Ashlander? A clockwork mage? A Daedric cultist?
Whoa! You okay, man?
Something interfered with the ritual, my lord. But we may have learned something. Excuse me while I compare the results to our previous research.
Between the cryptic warnings of the ancestor spirit and the unexpected result of the divination ritual, I fear there may be more astir than I imagined. We solved the greatest mysteries by accident, I suspect. I should write that down.
Something went wrong during the ritual. Did you learn what you had hoped?
We learn from every action we take. Failure or success, each result teaches us something, at least in the larger sense. To be more specific, no, not as much as I hoped.
But there were images in the ritual.
Images that suggest avenues to investigate, riddles to solve. Let me tell you a secret, Outlander. It concerns a living god and energy that fades like daylight as dusk spreads across the land.
I don't understand, Lord Vivek.
Listen well, and speak not a word. My divine energy, it drains away. Whether from illness or foul malady, I know not. You must travel the land and seek answers on my behalf. But first, gratitude before service, as I have written. So thank you. The ritual confirmed my worst fears. Divine energy flows out of me for no reason that I can discern. I felt the power imbued within my blessing stone get wrenched away as soon as you added it to the ritual. I couldn't stop it.
You're losing divine energy? I mean, how is that possible? I thought you're a god.
To quote my own words as the warrior poet, no lock exists that the determined thief cannot open. Follow the trail of my missing energy, and try to discover the identity of the enemy Lavul's ancestor warned us about.
You think an enemy is responsible for energy loss?
Something drains my energy. Find Archcanon Tarvis in his office, and ask if he gleaned anything useful from the ritual. If not, I know his earlier research indicated new avenues to investigate. Go where he tells you, and learn what you can.
I'll talk to Arcanon Tarvis.
My divine energy diminishes with every passing moment, but the ritual confirmed my affliction is not natural. I regret that I could not reveal the full nature of these dire circumstances until your trustworthiness had been demonstrated.
I'm not sure Arcanon Tarvis share your assessment of me.
Yes. While Archcanon Tarvis has always been cautious about ideas and ideologies that didn't originate within the Tribunal. And recently, that prudence has grown 1,000-fold. He's a faithful servant, however, despite his narrow-mindedness.
What do you mean that your divine energy has diminished?
I've always used my power freely and without detriment. I create the blessing stones, hold the moonlit above the city, and perform 100 miracles a day to benefit my people. I begin to feel the toll this liberal application of divinity costs me.
Do you think you're in danger?
I care little for my own safety, but my people are another matter. Without my power to stop it, the moonlit will crash into the city and kill hundreds, perhaps thousands of innocents. And that would be just the start of Vardenfell's woes.
You suspect the affliction isn't natural.
At first, I barely noticed the loss of energy. But as I continue to grow weaker, the more it feels like an attack against my person. Besides, the Ancestor Spirit confirmed that an ancient enemy was to blame. We just need to determine who before... Let us not dwell on disasters to come when we have problems enough to deal with in the here and now. Consult with Archcanon Tarvis and discover the source of this attack. Then we can put an end to it and not worry about what might have been.
What does the rest of the tribunal think about all of this?
They always chide me about my flagrant displays of divinity. But so far, I am the only one of the living gods whose power is fading. Almalexia hoards her energy and has barricaded her temple against attack. As for Sothasil...
What about Sotasil?
My brother travels. We have not heard from him for quite some time, but I sense that he remains safe and in possession of his full power. Funny. He always wanted to discover the limits of our divinity. Perhaps I will solve that mystery for him.
Perhaps. Anyway, you gotta go. What is this?
I performed that ritual countless times, and it never exploded in my face before. If I discover that you sabotage the divination... No. I shouldn't take my failure out on you. It's not your fault that things are... difficult.
Very difficult, you mean Lord Vivek's loss of power.
How do you know about... Lord Vivek told you? Of course he did. It's his prerogative, I suppose. You must swear to keep this secret, though. There would be panic in the streets if the people believed one of the tribunal was incapacitated.
Lord Vivek said you might need help investigating the source of the problem.
It's true. I'm much better at scholarly pursuits than field work. And the ritual wasn't a total failure. It confirmed 3 locations from my earlier studies. Balmora, Aldrin, and Berelzar's tower. I need you to investigate each of these sites.
Tell me more about this location before I head out.
I researched what I could using the resources available here in Vivek City. To learn more, I need an agent to personally assess each location. Lord Vivek thinks you're the best one for that job. I hope he's right.
Can you tell me anything about Berelzar's tower?
I believe the mage seen in the ritual is Berelzar, who works out of an ancient Velothi tower. His experiments radiate energy similar to Vivek's affliction, but they're not a perfect match. Find out what he knows about the transfer of divine energy.
What can you tell me about Balmora?
House Redoran controls the town and nearby mines. House Halalu also has interests in the region. Rumors of a cult in the area concern me the most. I believe we saw a cultist during the ritual. Make discreet inquiries and see what you can learn.
What kind of a cult are we talking about?
I have no idea. That's why we're sending you. I suggest you start at the inn. Secrets get spilled along with the drinks in such places. The miners may know something as well. I've heard that House Redoran...
So, I was walking to find the Skull King's agent. I was going down the stair when I see this message. Adventurers wanted. Due to the volume of requests for aid from our loyal citizens, a system of brokering jobs between those in need and those willing to help has been established. See Unal Darano in the Hall of Justice for more information.
Another adventurer looking for work?
Well, I saw noticed that you're in need of help.
Did you? Well, that's why it was posted. It's simple. Citizens tell us what they need, and we arrange for the job to be completed. You will be able to meet with the client before starting the task. They'll also have your reward, not us.
How do I receive jobs?
Belaru Omeril and her brother Traylan will handle your assignments. Check in with them frequently to see if they have a job for you. They'll inform you what you need to accomplish and who made the request.
Tell me more about Belaru Omoril's requests.
Belaru's requests may appear straightforward, but many adventurers find them difficult to accomplish. The assortment of enemies she'll ask you to face are all powerful, and I would recommend gathering allies before heading out.
Okay, so tell me more about Traylan Omoril requests.
Traylan handles requests which the temple has special interests in. His tasks require more subtlety, but they are by no means easy. Make sure to listen to his explanations carefully. It's also a good idea to speak to the clients beforehand.
I'm interest. I'm interested in taking a job.
I would hope. You came to us, after all. Traylon and Belleru are just down the hall. They should already have assignments for you. Speak to either of them to get started.
I will.
Current events have left the temple in need of additional resources. The requests I handle are citizens whose interests best align with the goals of the temple. You'll work with these individuals to help better Vardenfell. Are you interested?
I'm interested in helping out. Always.
This one is personal, Outlander. So listen up. I've recently been making some headway with the Zynap tribe of Ashlanders. They're more amenable than most of their kind, so I try to send them aid when possible. That's where you come in.
How can I help?
I need you to collect Dwemer parts and tools from the ruins of Nachuleft. The Zynab tribe used to loot it for items to trade. Dredaze Hlara can tell you more. Give the items to him once you're done.
I'll head to what? How do you pronounce it? Nikolev? Anyway, I'll head to Nikolev. Dude, nice digger.
Citizens hand in their request, I tell you what I know, and you take care of it. The person with the problem is usually more than willing to talk your ear off about it. The more people you can convince to help you with the job, the better.
I'm looking for work. Anything available?
The Gold Coast Trading Company is looking for help retrieving some goods from a shipwreck. Sounds simple enough. But of course, there's a bit more to it than that. Some type of nereid. They pop up from time to time to lure ships off course.
A narrate?
Strange, I know. She's enthralled several sailors with a song enchantment, and now no one can get close to the wreck. Volga Kelletus can tell you more. She posted the job and is currently in Vivek City. Head over to her and see what you can do.
So, a narrate sounds like a mermaid. Anyway, I'll look into it. Okay, we need to open our map first. Ache for cake.
I don't seem to be making much progress.
Better run.
die, cliff strider, stride so high, screech loud as thunder, may you never die, may you never die.
You have a look about you. Some sort of quality that's rare to find. And trust me, I'm never wrong about these sort of things. Can I interest you in a room at the local inn? Actually, wait, that came out wrong.
A room at the local inn?
Look, empty rooms are just bad for business. The upkeep alone costs me more than the place is worth. But I think we can come to a sort of arrangement. And not the sort of arrangement that involves a few drinks. Let me be clear about that.
What sort of arrangement?
I need someone to improve the reputation of my properties. A hero type who people look up to. And I have a feeling about you. You've done something great and are probably on the way to do something greater. Seems like we can help each other here.
I'm interested. What are details?
Yeah, all right. Details. I can see how this might be a bit sketchy, but don't worry. The inn room is well kept, conveniently located. I know you adventuring types wanting a home in every town. This would be a nice addition to your holdings.
There has to be a catch. What is it?
No catch. I just need someone to freshen up my image. And my gut tells me you're the one to do that. As long as you're not planning on turning it into a skooma den or an outlaw's refuge, the room is all yours.
So within legal reasons, I can do whatever I want with this place.
Oh, sure. You can set up some crafting stations, house your pets, display any treasures or trophies you've come upon in your adventures. Hey, you can even set up a target dummy to practice combat. Just don't demolish the place and we're good.
All right, I accept your offer.
Excellent. You won't regret this decision, I swear. Here's the deed and key to the room. Took me a while, but I finally was able to take them back from the last tenant. Required more time in the sewers than I had hoped for, but hey, that's business.
Okay, thank you.
Hope the room is to your liking. With your reputation, I'm sure you shouldn't have any trouble with the neighbors. If you do, remember death threats are not the way to go. Had a spot of trouble when my last tenant started sending those out.
Anything else I should keep in mind?
Nope, just make yourself at home. Spruce things up a bit. Honestly, I can't wait to see how you arrange the place. Hopefully you'll end up with a few less Daedric shrines than another former tenant of mine. Like 0. 0's a good number.
Of course, I don't even worship Daedra.
Oh, what a relief. I can't tell you how hard it is to wash bloodstains off of cobble floors. But that's not even the worst of it. I've had tenants cram their rooms with the wildest things. Mounts, foliage, assistants. I mean, it's an inn room.
Do you own the place?
I own this and several other properties throughout Tamriel. It pays to diversify. Of course, that means I've got to look out for a variety of troubles, too. But hey, no one ever said the real estate business was easy.
Okay, anyway, I have to go. Goodbye. This is my house. It's empty. Okay. Let's try to